If you're a fan of the State of Decay series, I've got some big news to share with you today. We've been eagerly waiting for State of Decay 3 since its announcement in 2020, and I know the anticipation has been killing us all. So, what's the latest on the release date, gameplay updates, and new features that could redefine survival in this post-apocalyptic world? Stick around, because in this video I'll break down everything we know so far about this highly anticipated game. Let's dive in. First up, the question that's on everyone's mind. When is State of Decay 3 releasing? Well, we're still in the dark on an exact date, but here's what we know. State of Decay 3 was announced back in 2020 during the Xbox Games Showcase, and while we've seen a couple of cinematic trailers, there's been no confirmed release date. Rumors and whispers suggest we might not even see it until 2026. Yes, that feels like an eternity for us zombie survival fans, but trust me, it sounds like it will be worth the wait. Xbox head Phil Spencer has expressed excitement about the game's advancements, which tells us they're putting serious effort into making this the best entry in the series yet. So while the wait is long, the payoff could be huge. Next, let's talk about where you'll be playing State of Decay 3. As expected, State of Decay 3 will be released exclusively for Xbox Series X and PC. Like most games under the Xbox Game Studios umbrella, it will be available on Xbox Game Pass from day one. So, if you're already a Game Pass subscriber, you're in luck. And don't worry, if you're a fan of Xbox Cloud Gaming, this title will be accessible through that as well, just like State of Decay 2. However, it seems unlikely that Xbox One players will be able to experience the game, since this is shaping up to be a current-gen exclusive, maximizing the power of the Xbox Series X and PC. Now let's talk about the two incredible trailers we've seen so far. The first trailer dropped in 2020, giving us a chilling look at the game's winter setting. We saw a lone survivor trying to survive in a snowy wilderness, tracking a zombified deer, and trust me, that was both terrifying and exciting. The second trailer, which debuted in 2024, was just as captivating, showcasing a bit more of the world, but still leaving us in suspense with no actual gameplay footage. While both trailers are pure CGI, they set a very grim and immersive tone. The snowy landscapes and infected wildlife suggest that weather and wildlife will play a much bigger role in this game, raising the stakes for survival. So, what about gameplay? What's new in State of Decay 3? While Undead Labs has been pretty tight-lipped about specifics, we do know they are aiming for the next evolution in zombie survival simulation, and that's not just a marketing tagline. State of Decay 3 is being developed using Unreal Engine 5, with the Coalition, the team behind Gears of War, lending a hand to push the game's technology further. This collaboration hints at better visuals, smoother animations, and more intense gameplay. One thing we can expect is a greater emphasis on exploration, and if the trailers are anything to go by, infected wildlife will be a major threat. Imagine not only battling zombies, but also fending off undead animals like the zombified deer we saw in the trailer. This is something totally new for the series, and it'll definitely add a layer of unpredictability to your survival experience. Additionally, job listings from Undead Labs suggest we'll see a dynamic weather system, which could mean managing your warmth and shelter will be critical. Snow, rain, and maybe even extreme weather conditions could affect the way you play, making survival tougher and more immersive than ever. Now let's talk about multiplayer. The State of Decay series has always featured co-op play, but it was somewhat limited in State of Decay 2. However, this time around, it looks like Undead Labs is pushing for a more robust multiplayer experience. Rumors point to a much larger scale, maybe even a massively multiplayer online, MMO-style experience, which would allow more players to join in and survive together in a persistent world. But don't worry if you're more of a solo player. The single-player experience is still front and center with a new relationship system that's expected to bring deeper character interactions. Imagine characters in your community reacting more emotionally to deaths or major events, potentially causing morale to spiral out of control. There could even be romantic relationships. This kind of dynamic storytelling could make your decisions even more impactful. Undead Labs is clearly doubling down on narrative this time around, something that was lacking in the previous games. We've also heard that they're focusing on refined mechanics, like a possible parkour system, which could make getting around the dangerous world a lot more fun and fluid. Where is the game in terms of development? Well, State of Decay 3 was reportedly still in pre-production as of 2022. However, recent reports suggest that the team is now fully shifting their focus onto this third installment. This means the game is finally moving forward, though we're still a ways away from an actual release. But don't let that discourage you. Undead Labs is growing, adding new studios and expanding their team. So we can expect some major improvements. The studio is no longer the small, scrappy team it once was. They're now working on a défilé quality game, backed by Microsoft and the power of Unreal Engine 5. So, there you have it. Everything we know so far about State of Decay 3. From the epic trailers to the gameplay innovations, multiplayer possibilities, and story-driven elements, this game is shaping up to be the most ambitious entry in the series yet. While the release date might still be far off, the excitement is only building. What are you most hyped about? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future updates.